welcome to a tutorial. We are going to be making ornaments from the stamps that I have been receiving on all of my Christmas cards this season. I use them in a journal layout, but honestly, if you laminated them, you could even turn them into actual ornaments to put on your Christmas tree. For this tutorial, you are going to need a piece of paper. That's where you're going to build your stamp collage. I am actually doing mine on a sticker paper, so that way once it's done, it is sticky on the back and easy to put on a page. But you could use cardstock if you wanted it to be an ornament or more sturdy. So I am going to do it on here. You are going to need stamps, which I have kind of sorted mine by colors. Yesterday I did blue, red, and gold. Today I am working on a green one. So I have got a bunch of stamps that have kind of green coloring to them. A piece of tin foil from my kitchen cabinet. I just ripped off a small piece of tin foil. That is what I use at the top of the ornament to look like the holder. So a piece of tin foil for that. And then some kind of yarn or thread to make the string. I also do in this tutorial cover my ornament in a holographic self-lamination sheet to make it sparkle. And that is an optional step that you do not have to do. So let's get started. Step one is to take your glue stick and build a collage. Now, for my tracing circle, you will need something to trace the circle from. I am just using an old thing of ribbon to trace the circle. So I know that I want my circle to be about that size. And so I always kind of where my center is and what stamp do I want to be the center of this. I have quite a few that are duplicates, and that's okay. I do have some that are like there's only one. So I like to pull those out and use those in the center since there's only one of them and some of the other bits may get cut off. Okay, it looks like for this, my two elf ones are going to be in the center. The glue stick that I choose to use is a Tombow Mono glue stick. It's a permanent glue and it is very sturdy. Goes on clear and I love it. I'm not really picky about my glue stick though. If I run out, I'll just use the regular Elmer's glue stick, no problem. Right, so I have the two main ones that I want as like my focus in the center, and then I'm going to build around it with the other ones. I do have a lot in this color, so I may not need them all. That is okay. I don't think I have any other. This one's in like a different direction. And so do I want to see that? I don't know that I want to see that. I might save that one. Let's pick different ones. Something different. Oh, that's upside down. Hold on, let's fix it. Oh, I am covered in glue. Let me get my paper towel. I hope everyone's having a good week. Crafting through Christmas can sometimes be overwhelming, but I try to remember that like all the crafting that I'm doing, it's completely optional. It's supposed to be enjoyable. If I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. So, slowing down and making sure that I am enjoying what I'm doing and I'm not just doing it because I feel like I have to or I need to. Let's see. This is the part where it gets tricky because I have a lot of the same ones left. I'm going to put this one down, but I'm going to put it down where I might cut the black part off of it to use it up. could always cover that part too. One of these over in this area. And then a couple times during it, I like take this out to see like which way do I need to build. I still need like more on this side. And up here. We're almost there. Like I could put a wreath on this side. It does kind of get tricky, like when you have stamps that face different directions. This one, Rudolph is really gonna mess with me if I'm not careful. Let's see. Everything else I've kind of done. I'm at the point where the ones on the edges are, it's only gonna be like a little bit of it. It's probably gonna get cut off. So it's not a biggie if they're layered, or need one down here for sure. What kind of crafts are you doing this holiday season? Any thing that I should know? I need ideas. I still have a few crafting gifts that I need to get done. It's down here. I know that this is hanging off the page. It's not going to matter. I don't like to waste supplies, and I had a half sheet of sticker paper left, so I just assumed that I would use it up. All right, let's see if that's enough. Looking from the top. It looks like I still need to get one up in this corner spot. And then we should be good. Okay. This one's a little crooked. That's okay. All right. I have all of my stamps glued down now. So this is the point where I'm going to take, I used all of them except for 4. So I'll have to save those for another project. I'm going to take now my lamination sheet. Now, when using self-lamination sheet, I do find it easiest to grab my scissors, peel the edge all the way down, and I just cut off like the tiniest bit of it, a little sliver. Ooh, the sun's starting to come in. I'm getting a glare. I hope you all can see. Okay, and then I will push down the edge that was cut off. Now, what I do is I take the peely back and I peel it back slowly. And as I peel it back, I take my little scraper and push it down. Just a little bit at a time. And this is a really easy way to do it, so that way you don't get bubbles in the self-lamination, or put it down in the wrong way to start. Every once in a while I go back over all of it and push down. And then when I get to the end, I kind of just let it go, knowing that I'm probably going to cut that part off anyways. Okay, so I have the self-lamination done. Yes, just so it doesn't stick to the table, I just flip that over, going to take my circle now that I'm tracing and make sure I like where it's at. And then I am going to trace my circle. I like to use something that will rub off. You can see it, it's very light. The white circle, this marker is perfect for doing this because on the lamination it'll wipe right off when I'm done. So I'm going to cut it. Let me see if I can shut this blind real quick. Sun just decided to come out. It's a little bit better, so we're not catching a glare. All right. All right, I've got it trimmed out. I now have my circle. I do feel like it's a little big down on the bottom. It'll be fine. And then, like I said, with this marker, I'm just able to take my finger, push on it, and it wipes it right off. So there we have our circle. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tin foil. I just make a rectangle. I do take my glue stick. Because tin foil can rip pretty easily, I like to give it like just a couple layers. So I'm going to roll it twice. Glue and roll twice. And then cut it off. All right. I'm going to fold it in half as well to build a little bit of thickness to it. So that way it'll be sturdier. So I'm folding it in half again. You could use anything you wanted for this top part of the ornament. I just like to use what I have. So tin foil is something I keep in my kitchen that I had. So that is why I chose it. Cut off the edge so that way I now have like a good shaped rectangle and kind of set it where I'm going to put it. That is going to work. Like I said, mine is on like a sticker paper. So to secure my top part on, I get the peely back off of it. Hold on. Okay, there's the peely back on it. I'm just going to take and line it up where I want it and push it down on the sticky back, and it's on. If you are using regular paper or cardstock, you can just use some glue to put it down on the back side. Cat or glue stick so it doesn't dry out. The last part is to add the string. I'm using some green baker's twine, and I'm just folding it in half and putting a little knot in it. And then I'm going to trim off some of the extra. And then I'm going to attach that to this too. And to be honest, for this step, I'm just going to use some Scotch tape. It's going in my junk journal. And I don't think it needs to be any more complicated than that. If you were going to make this into an actual ornament, you might want to use glue, hot glue for that step. But I'm just going to do that. And there we have it. Our ornament made from our stamps. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like crafting, junk journaling, and fun videos with thrift hauls, go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all soon. Bye.